Today. So I had lunch today with an old friend of mine, close friend of mine, old friend of mine, and they want to talk to me about this business that they're going to make. It's really cool. Always supportive of entrepreneurs and creators and whatnot. And so they we had a very long lunch, talked about a lot of things. It came to a point where I said, so when's the start date? When's the go live date? When are you doing this? When is it happening? And they came to me and they said, well, I'm waiting on this. And in particular, it's one thing. And this happens a lot with entrepreneurs and creators that I talk to. They want their app. They want the website. They want the tool built, done, put with a bow, wrapped up, ready for them. And I will tell you, you don't need that. And this is probably the biggest mistake that entrepreneurs that I've worked with closely in my personal life do. And so what actually happened was the thing they're trying to do, they don't need this at all. Now, eventually at scale in customers and for growth reasons, sure, you do need a lot of those things. But when you're trying to get one or two customers in the door and you're trying to show proof of concept, right? You're trying to build it, prove that there is product market fit, right? When you are at the product market fit stage, you can be very scrappy. And that is up to you. You might have to sell your first customers pretty heavily. Your first customers are likely going to believe in you. They're going to believe in your business. They're going to have a little bit more buy-in because you might have to sell them on that. But you don't need that app. You don't need that website. You can just use cell phone, emails, text messages, whatever you need to facilitate things happening, or free tools out there. Maybe you need to create a Google form. Maybe you need to create a spreadsheet and share it across people. As long as the idea is sound and what you're doing makes sense, all you have to do is start. It's my biggest and best advice to any startup, entrepreneur. This can go into for any of you that are a creator. You need to just start. Even if it's not what you envision, you need to just go and do the thing. And I will tell you, it's a heck of a lot more to get more customers, to get more people using your company, and to get more money, funding, or whatever you need if you have product market fit and you have it running. And so many people, because they see others, or maybe they've worked at another place, they want this really shiny finished product that's really good and working and running, and they think that that's day one. But I will tell you, especially my experience with DoorDash. DoorDash started with one website and 5 PDFs of menus and a phone number. Most people don't realize that's how it started, and look where it's become. Right? I don't know the current numbers. I haven't kept up, but we'll say probably still the biggest delivery, food delivery, platform in America, growing internationally, all of that stuff. But it started with one website, 5 menus, uploaded PDFs in one small city, Palo Alto, and that was it. There was actually it wasn't actually called DoorDash back then. It had Palo Alto delivery was its roots. So my advice to you, and this is pretty much what I told them, and I gave them a plan. I built out a whole plan, how to do it, what you want to do with it, how I would handle this, and why they don't need any of these tools, because they paid for some developer to work on it, to do all of that stuff. And I've had this conversation with other creators in the past on different products, but you don't need those things. And I will tell you, it actually will create a whole other set of problems, because if you start to inject an app, then you're going to have tech problems. Or, if you're building a plugin, if you're building a website, if you're building something really fancy, you're going to have other technical problems that you don't even have the money or an idea it's even worth working or fixing on those. So the best advice I can give you, if you are in the tech startup world, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're even a content creator, whatever it is, it's just start. Just go out there and do it. Build the thing, do it. You're going to learn. It's not going to be the quality that it's not going to be everything you want or envisioned. But I'll promise you, even by the time you get to that point where it would be that thing, you've already have a different scope, size, and everything else in your mind has already changed. So you just need to go out there and start. And it might be scrappy, and it might be shoddy, and it might be whatever it is, janky, but that's how it starts. And don't try to make it overcomplicated. If you have a good idea and you have one person or one group of people and another group of people, or however many, sided platform or whatever it is you're trying to do that need you to solve their problem manually, whatever you have to do, get those people together and get going. And that's the best business advice I can give you if you are in the startup world. And this does apply to other creators out there, because most of you are afraid to get on that phone and turn on your camera because you don't have the fancy Sony camera that you want, or the fancy microphone, or the fancy rig. You don't have your red cameras. And I will tell you, on day one, you don't need them. You don't need them. So just get out there and do it.